Hey guys, how are you doing? I even right now I'm thinking about like how to start the video. What should I say? I forgot. I used to say stuff when I would start the video. Um but I'll put some light then. Is that better? Not really. Um Get to the point. Haven't made videos in a long time and I would like to, and I have some more time now. So, oh, that's a little better. I'm using the screen, the image from my screen. And I'm like, oh, I gotta put on a shirt and I gotta do these things, but better lighting. I have to think of what I'm gonna say. But sometimes you just have to start things, or I guess in this case, restart. So, that's what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm getting over sickness. Anyway, um, yeah, I've been working on like trying to find a way to make some money, and I've been trying to work on the jaw and the eyebrows and like mewing, if anybody knows mewing. But yeah, I've been thinking about I really like entertaining, but you have to be very entertaining to be an entertainer, obviously. And you kind of have to find a way to be. I don't even know if you have to be that different, but you have to keep people's attention. And what I realized is like you gotta bring more energy to stuff to get people excited, and so I'm trying to bring my personality. Personality helps a lot too. If you just have like an interesting personality. But okay, I'll list in order. Energy, number one, and I think I can demonstrate that with the case of IShowSpeed. If you're not familiar with him, he's now one of the biggest like YouTubers slash streamers. I don't even know if he started on Twitch or YouTube or what, but I was really trying to figure out his appeal, and to me it seems like mostly loud or crazy reactions, like freaking out about stuff, um, and loud noises, which basically boils those two things, kind of show energy, right? I'm using my hand, I'm using gestures to show energy, and people want to feel alive. They feel alive when they see other people doing alive things. The more they hear and see things going on, they feel better, and they feel more alive themselves. It's very contagious, very contagious. Attitudes and energy are very contagious. Remember like reading something about like sales, and in sales, I really don't like most sales because I don't like people forcing or tricking someone into buying something, even though you could say it was of their own accord that they chose to purchase something. I don't like doing those sort of. Anyway, besides the point, I don't like mind tricks or whatever. But I do think it's something to learn about just having a good life and making other people's happy is like feelings are very contagious. So if you go into it and you're calm, you're happy, you're present, you're joyful, you're confident, you're just there for the person. You're happy, you're upbeat. They will feel that. Hopefully you guys feel that now, because I feel people say thank God a lot, kind of just like as a throwaway phrase. But honestly, thank God, really. I feel generally happy day to day and like energy. And that was that took a long time to figure out how to get those sort of normal feelings for most people. Um, I can talk about that in another video, but yeah, so like I said, I didn't know what I was going to say in this video, but I guess two lessons here are sometimes you just have to start something, and then two is like, or maybe three lessons. People love high energy, and people love like people feed off of your emotions. I'm sorry about that. I keep coughing, or whatever. I'm getting over sickness. I'm pretty much not sick anymore. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, another thing I learned. I guess this video I'll title "Things People Like to," in terms of like entertainment. I'm trying to make a more eloquent title, but like another thing I learned is how important visuals are. Visuals are, I'd say, half. Now, you can make up for that if you are super high energy, if you have great personality, if you have great like emotions, positive emotions people can feed off of. If you just put a ton of content out, sometimes content, the quantity trumps the quality. There's a lot that you can do. But if you're extremely good looking, that can really make a huge difference, particularly if you're a woman. If you're an extremely good looking woman, wow, you got it pretty much made. You can almost guaranteed have a career as a social media personality or entertainer of some sort. For guys, it can be similar, but it's just not quite as easy. You usually need something else alongside of that, whereas women, it could be pretty much just looks. So I guess it's like 4 or 5 points that I made, right? But yeah, if other people have interesting insights or theories, I'd be interested to hear those. What I've kind of thought about since I was like 10 or 8 or something was like how to get popular as a musician, and it hasn't really worked out. But there's nothing else that really, I don't know. I guess being an entertainer overall is like interesting to me. But music was the first thing that I kind of felt comfortable with, because I guess acting maybe seemed interesting at the first for me, but I felt like music you can sort of do, and you can, it's not so much just you in front of someone, just showing yourself. You can, well, because I started out playing guitar, so that especially you don't have to be in front of people. Just hiccups. You don't have to be in front of people and really show yourself completely, because I'm not sure how long I'm gonna make this, but I started out being very I was so afraid of being insulted or made fun of. So for me, that I tried to figure out how to become famous with or get a large following or whatever, make a living with being an entertainer, but also not get made fun of, which is really, really crazy and basically impossible, because there's always going to be people that don't like you. That's always going to be the case. That you're not going to get away from that. And some people will make fun of you mercilessly. So you just can't think about that. You just got to do something else, and you have to you have to not think about it or just accept it. But I didn't have anybody to sort of guide me, and the people who should have been guiding me were the people who kind of made me get traumatized by being made fun of, because they that's another video for another day. But so sorry about that. Yeah, so to summarize, you never know exactly what could get someone to the point of like an entertainment career. Some people are thrust there. Some people have to work super hard and aren't that talented, but they just work super hard. Some people are super talented and they just put in quality work. A lot of times there's somewhat of a mix. And then there's people who don't, are lacking in either of those categories, but they really figure out like the business side of how to promote themselves. So then they finagle their way into a career. But yeah, like I'm not gonna mention anybody, but some people have like rocketed to fame because of just something that wasn't even like a singular incident, or they weren't even trying or whatever. So yeah, to summarize, for someone like me, where I think I'm very talented, but there's a lot of other people that are very talented. So if there's a million other people who are as talented as me, I have to then go to, I'll keep trying to get better at what I do, whatever it is that I do. Which I did act for a while. I made music for a while. And I have actually made more money in acting, even though I've done a lot more work on music, but whatever. But just in terms of a entertainment career, I think for me, the best thing is to try to put out as much as I can, try to make it as good as I can, but don't worry so much about that, and focus more. I'll leave with this. I'll end with this. There was a class where the teacher gave half the students an assignment of doing, or maybe it's two different classes, whatever. Half of the students, were supposed to turn in one photo for their final project, for like the whole semester. They just had to do one photo, right? So you just make that one photo the best you can. And then you had another class where it was either unlimited or like 100 photos or something, for their grade. And the kids who did 100 or whatever, a bunch more, ended up having photos that were better than the kids who just picked one photo to focus in on and just have like one photo for their final. Do you know what I mean? So what they said was because these kids would go out and take photos and compare and learn and search about things, whereas the other kids would just keep trying to find like the one perfect photo. So they didn't really get to train themselves as much on like what is good and what is bad, because they were just focused on getting something as perfect as possible. They didn't learn the skills, if that makes sense. And if you think about it, it's just a numbers game, A lot of life is, if you are a comedian and you write 1,000 jokes, the odds that some of them are pretty good is high. If you just write one, it might be good, but it might the odds of it being like changing your life is very low, you know. I don't know if that's a good comparison, but probably not a great comparison, but you know what I mean? If you keep doing something, you generally get better at it, and it increases your chances of being successful, because it's, you know, you get more seen in some cases, especially on the internet, you know, if you just keep pumping out videos, for example. Anyway, that would be a pretty good comparison. If you make one perfect video, or if you make like 100 videos, you know, you make one video every day, or you make one every 100 days. Now, there are exceptions to that, of course, you know, like Mr. Beast said. Well, I don't know if you said that, but he said that if you focus on making one amazing video, it's better than making like 10 videos and putting some work in each of those. So for what he does, yeah, you can't just phone it. You can't just put out something like kind of random. Like he works in a very specific sense, which is the way to go for some people. I'm kind of talking more about me and people who I don't know. Some there's different ways to be successful at life. But you know, Mr. Beast, in the process of making that video, he'd be thinking of a million different video ideas and coming, and he would start some and then scrap them and stuff like that. So it's, life is complex. You kind of got to figure out, but I know for sure, kind of like what I started doing today, which just I just got to make a video. Sometimes you just have to start. You just have to start. So encourage you to start doing whatever you want to do. Not whatever you want to do, but what you feel God wants you to do. Especially if you believe in God. If you don't, I love you, and I hope you do what you should do. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Love ya. Have a good one. If you would, please comment and subscribe and like, and yeah, have a good one. Take care.